This is Meathook Gujic from Blood Red Throne and Son of a Shotgun. You're watching Richard Metal Fan.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Richard Metal Fan Interviews. This is episode number 144, and today's guest, we're talking to my man, Ivan Gujic. He's the guitarist for the band Blood Red Throne, a death metal band from Norway, been around since the late 90s, and he joined the band in 2010, has been with them since. And he also plays with Neon God, and he also has a newer band called Son of a Shotgun. So today we're going to be talking about what got him into metal, as well as going through his band's discographies and stuff. And so without further ado, let's go talk to Ivan. So what's up, guys? I'm here with my man Ivan Gujic from Blood Red Throne, Son of a Shotgun, plethora of other projects I probably don't know about. So how you doing today, man?
I'm chilling, gonna be killing.
Yeah, good words to live by.
Fucking A. Definitely. So
Yeah.
how are you?
Doing pretty well. It's a good, lovely afternoon where I'm at, Matt. So how is it over in Norway?
Norway, Kristiansand, the weather is fantastic. And Saturday, good times. Just did some work today in studio and shit like that, and just prepared myself for this interview and doing some hard drinking tonight, brother.
Hell yeah!
Got some people coming over, so
yeah,
fucking
gonna be a
cheers to that.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be a party, dude. So kind of like the format I want to talk about is kind of like want to go through your discography and talk about like your journey as an artist from where you started to now, but take me back to like young Ivan. So growing up, what were like the first bands that got you into metal and what made you want to start playing guitar?
It was I would definitely say Metallica. One of the first bands, like metal bands that I got introduced to. And I remember the first album that I got from Metallica. It was on a like a cassette, and it was a Reload.
Wow.
And yeah,
I was expecting like
on a
Master of
tape, you know.
Puppets or Ride the Lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, and after that, it was Garage Inc. I
Yeah.
just I saw it in a store, you know, and I was like, God damn, these guys are badasses, you know. So I bought it, put it in my what's it called, the old it's a CD player like that you carry with you and shit, you know. So and it was like that
Like a
really
Walkman?
changed me. Yeah, like a Walkman, but a CD Walkman. What the fuck is that called?
I have no idea.
Um, yeah, CD Walkman. So and it was something about the aggressiveness in the music that really attracted me. You know, it was intense, it was fast, it was heavy as shit. You know, and it totally changed my life. You know.
Yeah.
Mm. So I was like 13 years old, living in this small town, you know. And back in those days, we didn't have internet or anything. So what you saw in the store, you know, that's what you had. And then I got Load as a gift, the Load album. Somebody gave me that as a gift, you know. So I started right in the middle of Metallica's discography, you know.
Yeah.
So after a while, you know, I started checking out Master of Puppets and um, Kill 'Em All and Justice for All and stuff like that, you know. So I was totally sold.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's my story. That's how metal came into my life, you know.
Awesome. So because a lot of people say when it comes to Metallica, everybody say, "Oh yeah, Master of Puppets or Ride Lightning," but it's really interesting that you came from like the Load and Reload albums. I still think, in my opinion, their song "Hero of the Day" is probably like one of the best Metallica songs post like Black Album.
Yeah, what really attracts me
Yeah,
about those albums is I'm a big blues fan.
yeah,
Before I started listening to heavy music, I was in blues, you know, and
yeah,
especially when it comes to Delta blues and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, not
yeah.
my favorite albums, but I like them definitely.
Yeah, same because and hey, if it was we wouldn't have metal if it wasn't for the blues. So that's a fact there.
Fucking a, brother, fucking a.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
so I was like doing my research. I think from according to Metal Archives, I think your first couple of bands were Brutal Massacre and Goat Lord. Or tell me about like that. Nobody ever talks about those. Like I'm just curious, which came first, or Brutal Massacre or Goat Lord, or were you in also any bands before those? Because I think those are like the only two bands that were like listed.
Yeah, I was. It was like Goat Lord. I joined Goat Lord. It's like pure black metal band. Now I've never been a fan of black metal, you know, but when I moved to Christian Sand, I just wanted to jam with people, and I got introduced to those guys, and we started jamming out and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's Goat Lord. You know, we played in Inferno festivals and stuff like that. Good friends of mine still, but Brutal Massacre. That was sort of a vision of mine when I was like 16 or 17 years old. You know, I just started playing guitar, and I always wondered what it would be like if you mixed uh, extreme music like death metal with blues.
Wow.
So the intensity of death metal mixed with blues notes, and that is the first band that I did that with, you know. So and that's where Son of a Shotgun comes in, you know,
Yeah.
as a project, you know, because I mean, take a band like Nile.
Yeah.
The tone of their music is like Egyptian and Phrygic. What's it called? The tone of their music, but you got the tones and you got the fucking brutality, and you make something different, you know, and fancy, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Mm.
man, I believe like your first band before you joined Blood Red Throne was Neon God. Tell me about like that because I know you all formed in 2006 or you joined in 2006, but they've been around since 2003.
Yeah, 2006. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so
that was right in my alley, you know, because the people in Gold Lord knew the guys in Neon God, and I got introduced. And Neon God is sort of like yeah, what can I say? It's like really groovy trash metal, sort of, and it was like you could say before. I don't want to say something off the fucking hook or something like that, you know. But it was like people compared us to Lamb of God and stuff like that, you know. So when Lamb of God was starting to like escalate, you know, Neon God had sort of the same vibe in the music. So you know, I'd say Neon God, if the band continued, it would be something great, you know. But unfortunately, you know, it's like it broke up, you know. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know because I know Metal Archive says that y'all are still
Mm.
active.
Oh, that ain't right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
But
Wikipedia. They need to
yeah,
like fix that shit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we released some really good music, but I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but tell me about like that one album you did, Disease Inc. I love that album. I was actually listening to it earlier in preparation for this interview, and hard to believe that this year does mark 15 years of that your first record with the band. So tell me about like the thought process, like the whole writing and recording
Yeah.
process.
Well, it was written while we were just like practicing, you know, and the main guitar player of that band, the big boss, you know, he wrote most of the material. I was pretty new in the band, you know, so when I came in as a new member, most of the songs were done. I had some guitar solos and stuff like that, and it was I didn't record much on that album. You know, the main guitar player did the most recording and stuff like that, and we did it at the dub studio here in Kristiansand. So it was sort of like a good experience for me, you know, being in a studio, seeing how things work, um, how it is important for you as a guitar player to I mean, be in that kind of environment, you know, and shit like that, you know. So, yeah, definitely a good experience for me, you know.
Yeah, and I also like the. Did you like do any guitar work on the Clear Eyes EP, which was the last thing that Neon God did in 2009?
Oh yeah, I would say it was 90% of my writing on that EP, and the rest was the other guitar players. So I'm pretty proud of that, you know, because I when we started jamming out new shit, it was like I had a lot of ideas, and I just started, you know, jamming out and showing them different stuff, you know, and just like escalated more and more and more. And so 90% of that material is my shit, you know. So hell yeah, I'm proud of that.
Awesome. Some, and then of course in 2010 you
Mm.
joined Blood Red Throne. So how did you get to know like Freddie and Dodd and everybody else in the band at the time?
It was sort of like um, the metal community here in town, you know, in Kristiansand, everybody knows everybody, you know. So I knew Daniel before when I moved to Kristiansand, and he just posted on a metal fanzine or metal heavy metal.no and oh yeah, Norwegian metal site, and Blood Red Throne needed a live guitar player to step in for Chort. And I was on the audition. Um, and like a couple of weeks later, like you got the job. So after a while, I did this U.S. tour with Dimmu Borgir and did
Oh,
a lot of touring and stuff like that, shows and shit. And it was so I joined the band, you know, fully, you know. So that was fucking awesome.
hell yeah. Yeah, and that was a hell of a
Mm.
tour, like Blood Red Throne and Dimmu Borgir. Wow. Oh, those are like that's like a bucket list
Remember that, man.
band. I've been listening to Dimmu since probably high school. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and so tell me about like your first record with the band Brutalitarian Regime. What was that like? Like, of course, you joined the band, and how was that like making your first record with Blood Red Throne?
Well, it was I had a couple of ideas. What we do, um Daniel, he writes all of his material in studio, in his home studio, does the drums and shit like that, and sends his material to all the other guys and stuff like that. We check it out, you know, and He's doing a killer job, and he just asked me, "Do you got any riffs and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Let's nail that motherfucker down," So I had a couple of riffs, and we just started jamming out those riffs in his studio and nailed it down. And yeah, that's how it went down. It was like press record, nail it, and kill it.
Yeah, yeah, like the whole album is great. I enjoyed it all the way through. I think like the vocals and like the riffs are probably the best thing about it. Like your riffing on there is just great. It's just fucking fast. Like it almost reminds you a little bit of like Cannibal Corpse when I first heard it, but it just sounds really just
Hell yeah.
awesome. And just like the musicianship, the songwriting, everything about Brutalitarian Regime is just fucking perfect.
Yeah, I love that album.
Yeah.
Kicks fucking ass, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
Thank
was,
you.
and do you remember like the first tour I think you said that Dimmu was the first tour, but do you remember the first tour you did for Brutalitarian Regime?
Um, what I can say, my first tour with Blood Red Throne. Now, this is a very interesting story.
Ooh, do
Um,
tell.
I joined the band. I wasn't a full member, but we had a small tour. It was like a neurotic death fest in Netherlands, Tilburg,
Cool.
and we had some shows in UK. And Daniel called me, and he said, I got a something really bad has happened. I was like, what's up? He broke his fucking leg.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so what's going on? He cannot do this tour. I have to do it alone on the guitar, and I wasn't even I wasn't a full member, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, is this happening?
Yeah. So you had to pull double duty.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, I had a major fucking big job in front of me. So we did that, and that was really really interesting. Not being a full member in Blood Red Throne and doing a tour. It was fucking crazy, brother.
Oh, I can even imagine like the stress.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then of course your next album was the self-titled. Like I'm always curious because usually the self-titled album when a band does it, it's usually like their first, but it's like in like the middle of like their discography. I always feel like that's like a change or like a new start for the band. Was that like what was the reason for it just being like self-titled?
Not sure. I'm not sure why it was self-titled, but Bolt was the new vocalist in the band, and it was we had Emil Viksten on the drums. He as a drummer, it was pretty insane. When it comes to speed and technicality and shit like that. So he blew up on that album. Everybody was like really fired up and shit like that. So um, one of those albums that were really up here. When it comes to I mean speed and intensity and stuff like that. So I'm really proud of that album. It's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and hard to believe that this year does mark 10 years of the self-titled. So how do you feel about it now 10 years later?
Time flies, brother. God damn, time flies.
Yeah. Yeah, and is
It's
there like
insane. It's 10 years. Oh,
yeah, is there like a
makes you
chance?
think.
Yeah. Is there like a chance we can get like a celebration of it somehow? Maybe do a repress because I was trying to find like a CD online, but it's like really hard to find. You can only find it on vinyl, but not on CD.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be. I'll get into that definitely.
Yeah, yeah, because I won't have to spend like $100 for like a damn CD, which is ridiculous.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but just like the self-titled, like all the songs kick ass, like Primitive Killing Machine, Deathalization, Torture Whore, Exoneration Manifesto, Faux Dodgens Macht, probably butchered it. Like the whole album is just a banger from beginning to end.
Wow, thank you so much. Love that album. Kicks
Yeah.
fucking ass.
Yeah, and
It
I feel
does.
like you guys really
Hell
like
yeah.
stepped it up from Brutalitarian Regime to the self-titled is just perfect.
Yeah, one of my favorite albums, I'll be honest with you.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And
Definitely.
then the next album, Union of Flesh and Machine, I like this album. So what was that like going from the self-titled to the current to Union of Flesh and Machine?
I wouldn't say that much has changed. The writing process and the way things are done. It's sort of the same. So it was maybe a little bit more groovy and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like, can I say, same process, but as they say, same shit, different packing, So, but yeah, it was. Um, I'd say personally, I was pretty new in the band and stuff like that, and I was like, it was it was sort of like, for me, I wish I took things more serious back then, but just experience in life, and me as a musician and stuff like that, I grow more for every fucking day that comes, and time is flying, and you're learning new stuff. And when it comes to writing music too, you are. It's really important to get in the zone of the songs and music. Let's say, for example, Döden Smukt. I'm not too satisfied with that song. A lot of people are satisfied. It's on Norwegian. He's singing in Norwegian too.
Yeah.
Um, so, but lately, these last years, it's really important to get into the core of the song. As I told Daniel, I was like, it's important to when you write a song, record a motherfucker, listen to it when you're sober, when you're drunk as fuck, when you wake up in the morning, and just like listen to it, that it feels really really good for you,
Yeah.
So we're still learning and getting better and better,
Yeah. Yeah, and I love how on Union of Flesh and Machine you actually did a re-recording song from Monument of Death, Merry Whispers of Death. Like what made you guys decide like to re-record like a song that they did like on their first album?
It was Daniel's decision. I reckon he wanted a fatter sound on that. Just and Freddie was the new drummer. Well, not, but he came back, and he was back in the band, So it was like a manifest or something like that, So that was really cool. We played that song a couple of times live, but it didn't feel too good for us playing that song live. So we eventually we just got it out, But it's a really cool fucking song, definitely.
Yeah, and I know he also did like a Judas Priest cover of Leather Rebel. What made you guys decide to like do a cover song on that?
Daniel is a big fan of Judas Priest.
Yeah. I mean, they're the
That's why.
fucking metal gods.
Yeah, definitely, man,
Yeah.
definitely respect.
Yeah, I think it was like really interesting. Like Because I know, like, obviously, like Bolt's not like Rob Halford by any means, but he just does it like makes it brutal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Great range.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you have to like kick him in the balls like 50 times to hit like those high notes.
Yeah. Get some whiskey shot in that motherfucker, man. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's great, man. And then next up is Fit to Kill in 2019. What was the thought process going into that album?
Fit to Kill is the name of that album. It came from a country song. Now I don't know, I don't remember the artist, but it was like I'm fit to kill and going out in style. So that was Bolt's idea. Yet again,
Oh, it's Billy Joe
sort of the
Shaver
same
is the
process.
artist.
And oh, okay, okay, yeah. So yeah, it was sort of. It's always the same when it comes to songwriting. You know, Daniel, he's got his ideas. He just does what he does best. You know, he's got these fucking kick-ass fucking riffs, and he just nails it down, does the drums, and just sends it out to us. And we got some ideas and shit like that. Want to change something, and you know, it's that's how it works in Blood Red Throne. You know, so the reason Blood Red Throne has got really good fucking songs is because of Daniel. You know, he when it comes to writing riffs and arrangement and shit like that, you know, he is a really really fucking good musician. Not only a guitar player, you know. So I mean, it's incredible to see him on stage. I mean, he could fucking drink a half a bottle of Jack Daniels and still do a good fucking job, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
So hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then of course your latest album, Imperial Congregation. I love that album. First album on Nuclear Blast Records. So how did they find Blood Red Throne?
Yeah. Well, we were on tour with Dimmu Borgir in the States, and Daniel got in touch with one of the main dudes in Nuclear Blast USA. And since then, it was like 2010. He just kept talking to him and having a contact back and forth and stuff like that. You know how it is. And he sent a lot of material and new shit to the feller. I don't know what his name is, but and it was like Daniel just like sent us a message. You know, it was like I got some really good fucking news, and it was like, what's up? You know, we're Nuclear Blast want to sign us, and I was like, oh, holy shit, it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So hell yeah.
Hell yeah, like with this with the Imperial Congregation, did you wanted to try something different on there that compared than what you did on Fit to Kill or how did the whole recording process go with the latest album?
I reckon it was a bit more groove, more old school stuff. Definitely. Daniel and Freddie also, they're really into old school shit, you know, and of course we got Steon also joined the band, you know, so it was more of that groovy stuff, you know, when on that album, you know. So I reckon you can hear that too, you know, compared to self-titled. You know, self-titled was much more speed and intensity, and when it comes to drumming and all that shit, you know. So, but Imperial, it was more just like the groove of the music, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, like this marks like Blood Red Throne's 10th full length album. So how crazy it is that Blood Red Throne's now at album number 10.
Yeah, we are. It's been we as a band we've done a lot of good fucking things, and I'm really proud, So I mean, I'm really proud, definitely. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, thankful too, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really awesome to be in the biggest death metal band in Blood Red Throne, and toughest and all that shit, So I'll say that, with a fucking hand on my heart, hell yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I know the band's now this year does mark, of course, 25 years of Blood Red Throne as a band. So it's got to be crazy that Blood Red Throne has been around for 25 years, and now you've been in the band for now 13 years. So how does that feel?
Man, it's it I think of the good times and the bad times, and all the heavy shit that I've been through and all the good stuff that I've been through in Blood Red Throne has just made me a better guitar player, a better musician, and also changed me as a human being, So very thankful and very glad, to be in Blood Red Throne. It's like um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's incredible, brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
13 years, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit, time flies really fucking fast.
Yeah. And kind of like also going talking more
Yeah.
about like the recording process for Imperial Congregation. How was it recorded, like individually or collectively? Because I know during that time the whole pandemic happened. Did that like impact the recording of the album, or kind of almost like influence your state of mind at the time that was made?
Yeah, it was sort of like I mean, it was the first album that Freddie or any drummer in Blood Red Throne did an album um, without Daniel being there. So Freddie did it in his studio, and so that was totally different, because all the other albums, Daniel was there when it comes to drum recording and stuff like that, So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a bit strange. So, but yeah, came out pretty fucking good, So, but I'm really hoping in the future, that we the whole band can be in the studio and record the whole fucking album while everybody is there, because that has never been. Yeah, I mean, in Blood Red Throne, it has been done, but not with the members that are in the band right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. And musically, with the last album, I feel like the even like the title tracks like almost like goes like back to and offer sort of like a 90s death metal sound. Was that sort of like the goal for the album?
definitely, definitely.
Mm.
Daniel, and I mean Daniel, he has always been into that groovy shit, getting down heavy and those uh, heavy parts and stuff like that. And but me personally, I am a huge fan of speed. I like that when it comes to music, that things go really fucking fast. I'm a huge fan of grindcore. And I love technical death metal too, and the faster the better, So I definitely, when it comes to writing in Blood Red Throne, some of the fastest fucking songs in Blood Red Throne are mine, because I like that shit,
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I know like back in February you released a new song called Latrodectus. This
Yeah,
how I've heard it and it was fucking great. So is that like something thing to hold fans over for till the next album, or will it be on the new album, or how did that song come to be?
that that song is sort of like introduction for the new album. and we are really, really focused on the new material. I mean, I don't want to brag, brother, but it is what it is, and the next album is gonna be fucking ball breakage, man.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because when you get the know-how in your style of you get a lot of know-how when it comes to writing and shit like that. That makes you a better songwriter. And as I said, when we write music, I get into the core of the song, because one of my songs, I was in studio, Daniel's home studio, and I recorded a bunch of these riffs. And Daniel, he arranged those riffs, sent it to me, and I listened to the song couple of times, and I was like, "Shit, this ain't good. We need to change this." And we started backtracking and changing things and just making the song much better than it is, because you got all these killer riffs, but the song sounds fucking boring, We
Yeah.
can't have that, I'm not into fucking boring music, shit like that. So yeah, it's definitely all, olden. What can I say? It is what it is. It's like when you write music for a really long fucking time and you listen to other bands that are your inspiration and shit like that, you really get into the fucking zone of the fucking song. And I mean, take for example, Pantera's Becoming,
Yeah.
the song Becoming.
Dun, dun,
It's
dun,
a
dun.
really old song,
Yeah.
but today it's still fresh and fucking just a great motherfucking song, brother.
Hell yeah. It came out
So
the year I was born.
yeah,
Yeah.
how about that?
Yeah.
And still today, it's a really fucking good song, and that is definitely one of my goals when it comes to writing music. And I've talked to Daniel about this too. It's really motherfucking important to write something that's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
In 50 fucking years, when people listen to Blood Red Throne and this song is like, God damn, this fucking song kicks fucking ass.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
really important for me. I can't say the same thing about, for example, Dirt and Smuck. When I listened to it today, I was like, man, I wish I did something different. I wish I spent more time on that song, but it is what it is, and a
Yeah.
lot of people fucking
Yeah.
like it,
Yeah.
But
And you live and you learn.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of how far
Mm.
along is the next Blood Red Throne album? How far along is like the process, if you're allowed to say?
Yeah, we got our fucking balls in a goddamn rat trap, I'll be honest with you. 70 tons of metal. We are releasing that album on the fucking cruise.
Yeah. And I'm
So
actually gonna be
that's
there.
January next year.
Yeah. So we'll finally get
Come
to meet.
again?
Yeah. We'll finally meet there.
Oh, hell yeah. Whiskey shot going down, brother. Fucking
Fuck
A.
yeah.
So yeah, we got a lot of fucking job in front of us, we're working a lot. I mean, personally, just today, I woke up fucking 6:30. I had a lot of shit to do. I needed to buy some fucking barbed wire. I needed to go to the fucking store and shit. I came back and it was like straight into the fucking studio, and I was like, I need to get my shit done, and it was this interview and stuff like that, So, I mean, there's time is flying, and there's a lot of shit to do, and yeah, but I mean, it's rock and roll, and I fucking like it. Hell
Hell yeah.
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 Fucking A.
And kind of one more thing I think I'd love to talk about is, of course, your latest project, Son of a Shotgun. How did the idea of that
Yes, sir.
project come to be?
Going back in the days when I was like 17 years old, mixing blues with death metal, brother.
Oh yeah.
That was my vision, and I mean, it started with one of the bands, Brutal Massacre. That's where I started experimenting on mixing blues with death metal, So, um, I mean, I just had all these ideas, and I started mixing them together. It ain't easy mixing a totally different music style with a totally different fucking music style. It's like, I
Yeah.
mean, you got extreme motherfucking music with Delta blues,
Yeah.
and mixing that together, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
But when you get a lot of know-how and when you got a lot of experience when it comes to writing music, you learn all these tricks and shit like that, and yeah, it was it was. I mean, the first album, it was really chaotic. I'll be honest with you. I had Hellhammer from Mayhem. He was the guest drummer on 5 of the songs,
Oh wow.
and yeah, he played on 10 of the songs, and I wasn't too satisfied on five of the songs. So it was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I mean, I got this project, I got this vision, and I talked to two other drummers, and they were like, "Yeah, I can do this for you. I can help you." And it was a lot of back and forward shit. But I told myself, you want a job done right, you got to do it yourself. So I taught myself how to play drums, and I fixed those songs literally.
Wow. Oh, and with Son of a Shotgun, did you like try to put yourself in like a different mind frame that you did with Red Throne, or are you allowed to sort of like bring like your like almost kind of like the same kind of like mind frame?
Totally different, brother. I mean, I've always been this kind of guy, that I want to do something different. When it comes to Son of a Shotgun, when you hear it on the radio or on fucking TV or YouTube or whatever, it's like that Son of a Shotgun. It's
Yeah.
like when you put on when you hear Gojira on the radio, you automatically know that is Gojira or Slipknot or Hatebreed or motherfucking Megadeth or whatever, So we're definitely going for a different kind of style, different kind of songwriting and image and all that fucking shit, So doing something different. But in the end, it's the bluesy shit, that's in Son of a Shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of in the end, to wrap things up, what's next for you with like Blood Red Throne instead of a Shotgun? Have you got any tours lined up? And is there a chance maybe you could bring Blood Red Throne to the States for a tour one day? We'd love to have you.
We are definitely talking about it because we're doing a lot of communication with Continental, their management, USA Management Continental, and they definitely want us to tour the States. But the problem was that Daniel and Bolt, they haven't received the fucking shot, the fucking COVID shot. They refused it. So that is the reason why Blood Red Throne didn't tour the States. But what I've heard is that the states are opening now.
Yeah, it's
You
been
you
open
don't you
for a
don't
little while.
need that fucking certificate to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
fucking
don't think they
awesome.
give a shit
So
anymore.
yeah. We're definitely coming back. It's a question of time, and we love the states, brother. We love
Yeah.
touring the states. We love your cheap alcohol, good food, and your women too, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you, Ivan, for this interview. It was great to be able to talk with you. Is there just any final words you want to say to close this out?
Um, Drink whiskey, smoke weed, and eat pussy till your fucking jaw breaks. Hell yeah.
That's great, man. So everybody, Ivan from Blood Red Throne and Son of a
Fucking right.
Shotgun, we'll see you next time.